The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-445-1044. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon from TFNN. Welcome to the August 3rd, wonderful Wednesday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Let's make sure that we have an extraordinary one. And of course, the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life happens for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Today, you and I, we get to go look at the circumstance of these markets, what the bulls and the bears, what the buyers and the sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon on this wonderful Wednesday. I want you to know that I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here, but more importantly, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. Now is not too soon. 877-927-6648. Of course, internationally, 727-445-1044. So let's go ahead and get this show started on wonderful Wednesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes, and welcome to the show. Right now, the Dow is trading up 28 points at 18,341. S&P's up 4, 2160. NASDAQ Composite up about 10 points at 5147. Russell 2000 is up almost 9 points as well. She's trading at 1210. The FTSE closed off 11. The DAX closed up 25 points. Gold is back $7 right now. Silver down 20 cents. Light sweet crude up $1.36, putting in a nice bottom here. Straight out at 40.87. At least we've got a bottom that we can hang our hat on. We'll see how it closes today. But at this stage of the game, looks like a bottom to me. Leading the charge here to the upside, you've got Intercontinental Exchange, ICE, as we like to call it, because that's the ticker symbol, ICE. That's up $18, about 7%. Price line up $22, 1.6%. Livanova, Livin La Vida. LIVN is a ticker symbol, up 12.5%. That's $6 and change. Caesar Stone up 15%. That's up $5. To the downside, Biogen, after I think it was a fairly big day yesterday afternoon, BIIB off $14, 4%. Cray Inc., the supercomputer company, that's off about $10, down 30%. Yikes. That's not good. Somebody pulled the plug there. But let's begin the day. Let's just begin the day by taking a look at light sweet crude, right? If we look at light sweet crude, what a session that this is having out here. You've got a nice, so if we take a look at the patterns out here, first of all, number of things that are going on. If you're watching us on TigerTV, I promise I won't say that more than 10 times today, and I do hope that you're watching us on TigerTV, you're going to see my beautiful charts. And that's the beauty. You're going to be able to see them in HD. And you're going to see several different patterns out here that suggest that this is a buyable bottom if you are a trader out here. Let's take a look at some of those patterns. First of all, you've got a brand new TAS market profile that formed today. The bottom of the box is 39.71. We are trading right now at 40.88. The center of the box, 41.78, and it's pretty much equidistance between the top and the bottom, so it's not like we've got a real bullish bias with inside this box. But more likely than not, price is going to tag 41.78, then 43.33 out there. You say, well, why do you say that? Well, that's only one pattern. What we're going to do is we're going to turn off those profiles because we've already covered that. So we're going to unclutter the chart. We can see that price had pulled back to about the 0.618 retracement level. Remember, we use these as guidelines, never necessarily as exact, but sometimes they do work to the exact tick out here. And that was at 40.44. We're trading at 40.87. So we've got a natural area. We're going to go ahead and turn off the retracements. We've got a test of a swing point. albeit I don't have the volume behind it, but we have a test of the swing point. That was from the trading session of April 5th. That qualifies as a 100% move of a move by getting down there. It didn't test the bottom. Doesn't need to test the bottom, which was 38.67. It has rejected the high today. So as long as price trades above 39.66, that gives you the bottom. If we go ahead and we turn up that horizontal line, we've got an A to B equals CD. We've got several A to B equals CD patterns out here, but let's just take a look at the big one out here, and it would be this one right here. So we had more than a 1-to-1. You had a 1-to-2 A to B equals CD to the downside. Now I should go back to Tommy's book and figure out what page it is. I don't recall if it's called the second edition or the original book that he's got, but if it's not in the book, he's going to put in book number 3. Not that I know if he's writing book number 3, but he would tell you, if you do, and I'm telling you on behalf of him, he may have already told you this, when you do a 1-to-2, A to B equals CD, you almost always have an immediate change in trend. So we've got that going for us, but then the most important element is knowing your cuts of beef. Actually, I like David Letterman. I especially like his older shows out there. I don't know if you did as well, but certainly I always enjoyed that little segment that he did, Know Your Cuts of Beef. I don't even know what that means, but what I do know, it means know your Japanese candlesticks, because if you don't know them, you do not understand the language of the markets, and you really want to understand that. What do we have today? Well, we have both a Japanese and Eastern. We've got an Eastern and a Western signal, because you see, yesterday's candle session, the high was 40.91. Today, the actual high so far has been 40.98. We've exceeded that. Yesterday's low, 39.26. Today's low, 39.19. We've exceeded that. The reality is, even though this is a bullish engulfing bull sash candle out here, which is a bullish reversal signal at the end of the 1-to-2 A to B equals CD out here, we also have a key reversal session. That means you only have to close one tick above the open. The open, 40.98. As long as light sweet crude closes at 40.99, that says you've got a viable bottom. Now, where is price going to bounce to? Well, we've given you the first set of numbers out here to pay attention to. 43.33, 41.78. I'd say it's probably 43.33. But what we would also take a look at is retracements, right? So we're going to take a look at retracements, and I'm going to give you one last number that's going to be the real key number to be paying attention to. Retracement-wise, it's 44.36. But when we come over here, we take a look at Stevie's red line. And this is an important red line out here. The number is 41.71 as we speak right now. If light sweet crude, or when light sweet crude closes above that, the context of the move will have changed. It will tell us that it is now buyers that are back in control. We can already see that with regard to today's candle session out here, but truly buyers will be back in control, and it will tell us that the trend has changed out here, and that's at 41.71. So that's the number. Now, what else is going on that is really cool that'll tell us whether or not this is more than just a counter trend rally, because patterns can fail. Patterns do fail out here. What you and I look for, we look for the signals. We look for the signals. Now, if we take a look at off of yesterday's low, this is a 30-minute chart here for light sweet crude. This is coming in at about 1:30 in the afternoon. We can see when we do our wave count out here, we can see that we right now have a confirmed 7th wave. Happens to be a shooting star as well, so we've got now a reversal signal at a 100% move of a move all the way back here from about 10 o'clock in the morning, and this was on yesterday as well. So it says that the light sweet crude ought to back off. But if it takes out that high of that shooting star, that means it's also going to take out this bearish engulfing from back here at about 10:30 in the morning on yesterday. That's going to tell us that a change in trend is underway. And what does that mean for the stock market out here? This is Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge, heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets.
The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com. The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN and you'll find the Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
Steve takes your phone calls. Now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back. Dow's off 20, up 26. S&P is up 4. And speaking of the Dow, let's go start there. So we know in the case of light sweet crude that it has formed a nice bottom. So that's a nice trade that is out there, you know, whichever vehicle it is that you would like to use out here. And your stop is going to be a close below this morning's low. 39.19, I believe, is the number out there with regard to light sweet crude. So that's an easy one. Now, whether or not it's going to impact the markets or not, you know, that we don't know. I know that, you know, on an intraday basis, if we take a look at this chart. Now, yesterday we were looking at 10-minute bars. Today I've gone ahead and upped this to the 30-minute bar out here. Left-hand panel happens to be the NASDAQ, the NQ. It's trying to make its way up into the 47.36 level. It's got an A to B equals CD to the upside, but that's not as important as understanding that, hey, made a low out here at about 4 o'clock in the morning. Light sweet crude pretty much made a low at about 4 o'clock in the morning. When these inventory numbers were released, that low was tested. It was rejected and went ahead and moved higher. The same thing was going on in the case of the ES Mini out here as well. Now, also, not at 4 o'clock, not until about 8:30 this morning, then we started seeing bonds move to the south. So you got light sweet crude headed north, you got the ES Mini, you got the NQ headed north. So that's in sync. You have bonds now that are moving their way to the downside, maybe an A to B, AB equals CD to the downside. That's forming out here. And the Japanese yen, the yen futures, they are also slightly moving to the downside. So everything as we take a look at it right now is really synced up for the markets to move higher. They've got the fuel in their tanks. So that means, it means to me that what we would do is we would take a look at the weakest link out here to try to understand what's going on in the weakest link. And the weakest link in the market, well, there'd be two weak links. One would be the New York Stock Exchange. Let's actually go there. Let's take a look at the two weak links are going to be the Dow and the New York Stock Exchange. So let's first go over and take a look at your friend and mine, NYSE. And when we take a look at it, you thought I was going to say MICK. NYOUSC, but no, I said NYSE, New York Stock Exchange. Now, here's what it is that we know. We know that the polarity inside the New York Stock Exchange has changed. It has changed many times. It has had hurdles out here. And one of those hurdles, which was the high hurdle, was the New York Stock Exchange being able to get above the November 3rd swing point. Right? Because on November 4th, you had a nice little bearish candle out here. So that says that that is resistance. Old resistance, pièce de résistance, that's priced out at 10,641.62, should become new support. Now, interestingly enough, price yesterday came back and tested 1064.62, closed back above it just as it has today. So what we know right now is in a declining market, or a market that was pulling back, all that price has done is come back and tested support. Right? Know your cuts of beef. Know your Japanese candlesticks out here so that you can read the message of the market. So price has come back inside of the New York Stock Exchange, and it has tested support. Does it have meaning if we see it close below 10,641.62? The answer is yes. Is today's bounce out of the ordinary? No. The New York Stock Exchange had gotten to that nice, juicy, oversold condition. So what we are seeing here, and what we don't know just yet, is whether or not this is just a bit of a counter trend rally. If I knew, I would tell you. I don't know. I know that it's the beginning of a counter trend rally, and that's how rallies actually begin, right? They get rid of the counter, the kitchen counter, eventually. But right now, I don't know that we're there. So we do know on a daily basis, NYSE, New York Stock Exchange, has come back and tested a level of support, and it is held. Is that important? Yeah, I think that's important. As long as we're at this page here and we're checking out levels of support, well, the NASDAQ Composite has tested a level of support. In fact, if we take a look at the NASDAQ Composite, you may remember back here in the trading session of December 31st, that candle actually formed an island top, man, inside of the NASDAQ Composite. Price has now gotten above that, which was 51.1699. What did the NASDAQ Composite do yesterday? Came back and tested that level and rejected it. Is that bullish? It ain't bearish, that's for sure out here. Yeah, as the market, as the composite started to pull back a bit, yeah, but, you know, it's come back and tested support. Don't lose sight of what the market is actually doing. Now, the Dow is a weak link out here. It's a weak stink out here. However, it may be forming a bottom too. What the Dow needs to do, it doesn't have to do it today, but what it does need to do, it needs to get above 18,351.36. You say, well, what the heck is that number? I will tell you that is the high for May 20th. Now, is that necessarily the consolidation high out here? My answer to that would be no. The actual consolidation high is right back here at this number, which is the trading session from March the 2nd. It's my belief that that is the number that is the most important one for the Dow, and that's at 18,288.63. You say, well, how come you don't have a line across that? Well, you're exactly right. Let's put a line across that, because this is the number that Steve-O was watching. To me, that is the consolidation break number, and when we throw that in here, what was yesterday? Yesterday was a test. Whoa, just lost that. Yesterday was a test of the consolidation breakout there, right? So we can see that the markets have pulled back and tested key levels of old resistance, which now are acting as new support. I'd feel more comfortable seeing a close inside the Dow above 18,351.36, but sometimes you feel like a nut, and then sometimes you don't. Now, in the case of the S&P 500 out here, S&P 500 is not doing diddly. Well, now, when I say it's not doing diddly, the pullback is like meaningless out here. When I say meaningless, it hasn't tested anything because it's so far above its breakout, its May 20th, 2015 high, that there's no bearish message out here in the S&P 500. It's just off doing its own thing, saying, hey, come on, guys, I like the view at the top. Come join me on the hike forward. Now, there's a lot of people. I hear a lot of people. Now, how many is a lot? A lot of people telling me that August is just a piss-poor, horrible month for the stock market. And you know what? I don't know what they're smoking, but I'm not smoking it either. They're going to get smoked if that's what they believe, because ordinarily where that might be the case, they are missing some really huge, important aspects out there that are just simply clouding their mind. It's just a mind full of smoke. Don't believe all of that, because it's nothing more than before Steve. It's nothing more than BS out there. So do not buy into any of that stuff that these guys on TV and places like that are just trying to sell you, because there's a bridge that I believe that they would like to sell you as well, maybe a couple shares in that. So don't get too caught up into August is a horrible month. This could be one of the nicest Augusts that you have ever seen out here. It is beautiful. Right now, we just know that things are testing support. Now, back to the weak link out here. If we take a look at, then this means we've got to go down and take a look at what's going on really inside of the Dow. We've got to take a look at the Dow futures contract out here, because what it did do, it did complete a 1-to-1 A to B equals CD to the upside out here. That was priced at 18,277. You see, the A point, when we were on the show yesterday, we were talking about how the market at 1:30 at 2 o'clock was forming a bottom. You might remember that, right? When people thought the sky was about to fall, and we were like, it's not. Price was moving lower, doing less relative energy out there. You had a nice little bullish engulfing that came in at 230 inside of the Dow. That cemented the bottom out here. Now we've seen the completion of the 1-to-1 A to B equals CD. But the beauty here inside the Dow is, one, it's above Stevie's red line, 18,246. Also, it's above that B point of 18,259. That's a beautiful thing, too. The Dow futures may be headed to the next level. And it's A to B equals CD to the upside, 18,301. We get back from this break. Let's look at the 2-minute, the 5-minute, and the daily chart for the Dow futures contract. We'll be right back.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video, giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. So one question that came in during the breakout here via email, the question was, okay, so with regard to light sweet crude, how do you trade it? What do you do? Okay, so here's what we know, and I've just simply gone back to the 30-minute chart on my screen. Remember, on this chart right here, let's go take a look at it. On this chart here, I've got a different set of tools, very easy for me to automatically go ahead and calculate the wave counts out here. Also, for your benefit, it clearly articulates the different bullish or bearish reversal signals that we want to take a look at. We know that there's an A to B equals CD that it formed. Really, I'm going to say that was disqualified during the inventory release of numbers out here at 11 o'clock because the B point would have been taken out. So what we know pattern-wise is we simply have 100% move. And we've got two nice bearish reversal signals up there. So the market is communicating to both you and I right at this level right here. So let's go take a look at it. Let's put a yellow line because I like that yellow line out there. And right at the 40.91 level. So you got 100% move. Says, hey, it took a huge amount of energy to get up there. Likely time to pull back. Well, you get to a seventh wave move. You get a couple reversal signals, such as your shooting star out here. That says it ought to pull back. Now, that's the good news because there's really two sides of the trade here that you would be taking a look at. You've got the side that says, I don't care. I've got plenty of energy. I got the 5-hour energy drink, and I don't care if it's a 100% move. I'm going to go ahead and take out the most recent highs at that 40.91 level. Then you would be buying a momentum. You'd have a momentum play if you went ahead and did that because you'd be buying the breakout. And that's a doable thing since we have that seventh wave candle. The preferred trade is wait for some type of retracement. Now, the retracement that we're taking a look at, we've got brand new information coming in live, right? Came in at 1:30 and it's 1:32. So you're getting this fresh off the pizza press out here. And that is that we've got a brand new 30-minute TAS profile. That says 40.98 is a level of resistance, so that's good. That's really the top of that shooting star candle, and that this could actually pull back to anywhere between 39.73 to 39.91. I'm not saying that's what it's going to do. I'm saying that once it gets to the price point, if it does pull back, which is on this 30-minute bar, the high during that 10:30, 11 o'clock release of information, that price point, by the way, is 40.45. Maybe that's all she wrote. So I'd wait for at least a pullback to 40.45. If price gets inside there, you see I can go down to, let's just go to a 5-minute chart out here real quickly. You can see again, it's 40.45. I mean, that's the number. If it gets inside 40.45, closing below 40.45, this is what you're kind of praying for, right? Because you'd like to be able to buy this on a retracement here. Then that would say, man, 39.91 to 39.73 is a doable deal out here. You can also take a look at retracements. And retracement-wise, let me just go back to this 30-minute chart out here. And the retracements that you would be looking at are somewhere between that 39.19 level and that shooting star. So 40, 30, and 39.87. So the real numbers to be paying attention to about 39.87, 39.91, that would be a gift. Don't know if you're going to get that gift, but that's what I would be waiting for, knowing that we're up against resistance, and until that resistance level is taken out, you just want to go ahead and now be patient, right? What we have here is we have the fishing hole. Picture yourself going out into the ocean, and you're like, okay, where am I going to catch tonight's dinner? And not knowing where that fishing hole is, maybe not knowing where the reef is, maybe not knowing where the seaweed is and stuff like that. Well, we know where it is right now. We know where the fishing hole is. So now you're just waiting for the market to pull back in so you can cast your line in and go ahead and set the hook and then reel it on up. So that's what's going on in light sweet crude. That's how I would take a look at trading it based on the information available to you and I right this second. Now back to the Dow futures, because I don't want to. I don't want to start somewhere and somebody says, hey, you said you were going to do something with the Dow futures and you didn't. The 2-hour chart. So we've got the 120-minute chart. Now, what's the nice thing about the 2-hour chart here? Well, the nice thing is that price is above 18,222, room 222. You want to see price continue to hold 18,222. If it gets below that as we come into the close, not a good scene. Good scene for the bears, a lousy scene for the bulls out here. We can also see on the 2-hour chart that price has found resistance right at the bottom of its TAS daily profile. So closing above this 18,266 level offers you the hope and or promise of 18,284 and then 18,322. But really, on the 2-hour chart, things look pretty good, just staying above 18. I said 223. The number just changed to 18,220. I said 18,222. It just changed 18,223. Of course, this number is going to change with more mathematical data that it has, but use that as a guideline. As far as another guideline here, this is a kicker. This is the kicker out here. We need to see what on the 5-hour energy drink, which happens to be wave number 7. Wave to me 7 times, because that's an important number out there. Wave number 7, oftentimes where we can see the biggest reversal. And inside the week indice, and on that 5-hour chart, that is what we got yesterday. So far, that low has held. That's an important low. Just like when we took a look at the high on the 30-minute chart of that 7th wave with regard to light sweet crude. So nothing is different here. Trades the same way. We utilize those same patterns out here, and we take more than note. The sphincter muscle ought to go ahead and get tight. If you're short, you're seeing the 7th wave, you got to be saying to yourself, I know this pattern over and over again, so be careful out here. Now, here's the key. This is good for the bears, bad for the bulls at the moment. Let me actually give you the right number out here. Let me put this up on, where is it? It's this show data box. I'm going to show it someplace else. So the number that we're looking at right now, this is an important number, 18,265. You got the Dow futures trade at 18,267. 2 points don't exactly get my skirt in a tizzy out here. Not that I wear a skirt, but if I did, it wouldn't get in a tizzy. Getting above that, nicely would be, let's call it 18,305, right? Let's give it that point of control level for the Dow futures. But when you get above, if it gets above, which it is trading above, the 18,265 level, that's telling us that we now have our second message of a change in polarity inside of the Dow futures, and that is on the 5-hour chart out here. So we are really seeing something that could lead to much, much more, or a higher counter trend rally inside of the market. So from the weak link out here, we're seeing some natural areas of resistance. Watch the close today. It will be important. It will really be important with the Dow futures closing above that level that I gave you. And then the last hurdle that the Dow would need to take on in order to truly say that, guess what? August is going to be a very, very good month to me. And that is by getting above the figure of 18,445. Of course, that number is going to change just slightly over the course of the next day or so, but 18,445 is the number. And that is 200 or about 180 or something like that points away from where we are trading right now. So let's not anticipate that's what's going to happen. But once you get above that, then that will give you the final message. So you've got to take this one piece at a time, one day at a time out there. Okay, so we've got a message. So hopefully that helps you understand the markets. Certainly understand light sweet crude. And now let's go understand gold. Danny in Atlanta says, Steve, can you look at gold? And the answer is, I'd love to look at gold. I think, do you remember buying your first gold coin, Danny? I was, how old was I? I was a young little chap out there. And loved looking at those gold coins. Beauties out there. Just got to love it. When we get back, we're going to go take a look at gold, not gold coins out here. But we're going to take a look at gold for Danny in Atlanta and anything else that you'd like. Just give me a call, 877-927-6648. Instant message me inside the Tiger's Den or send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. We'll be right back.
Are China A shares hot or not? If you trade China A shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A share bull and bear ETFs. China A shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. TFNN is excited to offer a brand new piece of market scanning software unlike anything the industry has ever seen. John Logan and his team have spent years developing their market profile tools to finally be able to release the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. And right now, you can get a 2-week trial absolutely free just by visiting TFNN.com and providing us your name and email address. The TAS Profile Scanner Plus is the premier market profile-based scanner in the industry. Powered by the acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner is a standalone desktop software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Within 3 minutes of signing up, you can have the software downloaded and running on your computer with a complete roadmap of market indicators and inflection points to trade off using the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. Sign up today and try this amazing piece of software by visiting TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back. Dow's up 23, S&P is up 3. So let's go take a look at the daily chart first for gold for Danny in Atlanta. And so we've got the current contract. We've got the December contract out here. Now, today thus far has been nothing more than a test of that red line, that oscillator unchanged line. That means that the price oscillator, that is the bottom panel of my screen, we're going to go ahead and explode this up a bit. It means we're going to go ahead and give it 50% of the screen out here. The oscillator is still rising. And there is nothing more bullish than a price oscillator that is rising when it is above the zero line. You can see the zero line well away from where we're at. The actual price oscillator calculation is 15.74 as we speak right now. So today's pullback, right, is so you don't get, you want to know these levels of support. And they're hidden. They're hidden, everybody, other than the folks here at TFNN, and certainly to all of my subscribers. Hey, speaking of subscribers, you do know that I'm going to give an extraordinary workshop next Wednesday. And when I say extraordinary, I do mean extraordinary. You're going to get a lifetime worth of knowledge, which means that because it's a 1-hour workshop, that I'm only going to have time to give you my best stuff. You're not going to get a chance to hear all these stories and all this other information. So every subscriber, and this is a workshop that you absolutely, I mean, if there is one workshop, which there's not just one, there's probably like 4, but if there was one workshop that you want to attend, this would certainly be it. Look, we only learn. There's 2 ways that you and I learn, right? We either learn by trial and error, and we know the costs associated with that. Oftentimes we think that, it's less expensive, so we do things by trial and error. We've taken care of that cost entry piece of it, so that's not an issue. Or we learn from masters. And absolutely, and I won't pat myself on the back, but I'll let somebody else do it. You hear people call in periodically, and, look, I want to give you that wealth of knowledge that I have. I want to give you, but you have to attend the course. Now, to attend the course, the educational information, you won't find any book, you won't find any training course, you won't find anything anywhere that is going to give you as much that you're going to be able to use for a lifetime. It does not matter what level of trading that you are at. I promise I will teach you things that you will be able to use and pass down to those that you love for the rest of your life. So it's very easy to attend. You just have to be a subscriber. Normally it's $149, but the good folks here at TFNN have taken $100 off that for the first month, so it's going to cost you $49 for an extraordinary education. You think about that and how much value that is. So, tell your friends, tell your family, tell yourself to come over to the homepage of TFNN.com and do it right now, because it's a whole set of tools that I share with you, which is not, I don't share everything with you here during the course of the show. But what we do know about gold is it came down to an extraordinary and important level of support. And it held. That was Stevie's red line out here. You might say, well, what is that number, Dano? And I will tell you that actually we've got a Dano and we've got a Danny in Atlanta. So, but both of you guys, I guess, would be called Dano, wouldn't we? And that number out here is the price point of 1360.80. Now, if you were to see a close below 1360.80, and that's as we speak right now, speaking of going fishing earlier, that would set the fish hook. See, because we've seen here that the price oscillator turned up right back here on July 31st. It's turned up just slightly. If it were to turn down over the course of the next couple of days out here, that would create this little kind of what's called a fish hook structure out there. And that's where you could set the fish, right? Yeah, sometimes you've gone fishing, you've set a fish, you thought you had it set, you're reeling them in, and somehow the fish is able to break free, breaks your line or something like that. That's just like a trade, right? That's a metaphor for a trade that should have worked and didn't work out there. That's why you use stops, and then you look for the next piece of fish, and then you go ahead and set that hook, right? It's the same thing you do in trading. If you just use prudent and proper money management, you recognize that losing the fish off of the hook is going to happen, just like having a trade that's set up is not going to work. That's just a part of the deal. Let me tell you, there is not any business I've ever owned where you didn't have spoilage. Not a business. You tell me a business where you don't have spoilage out there. That's just part of the game, or part of the business. Really, it's not a game. It's just simply part of the business of trading out there. So if you use prudent money management, you're going to be able to catch a lot of fish. And you're going to have a number of fish that are going to fall off the line out here. So, Danny, not until we see gold get below Stevie's red line, again, 1360.80, will we have set the hook out here. Otherwise, gold can continue and at least go test the highs out here from July the 6th, maybe even move higher than that. I would also say go ahead and put a nice little trend line in. That's a trend line coming off the low out here from May 30th. If you were going to look for an additional level of support, if the fish hook occurs and price gets below the Stevie's red line, you really want to see that trend line fail now. If you see both those things, then that says that you've got price that will start to move lower out there. On the 30-minute chart, it's off to a decent start out here, I believe. Let me see, where's that 30-minute chart? If we take a look at the 30-minute chart, we can see that the top portion is Goldilocks. When I say it's off to a good start, you've got a brand new profile. Not a brand new, I mean, it formed earlier this morning. Let me give you the time of that profile forming. That was at 11:25. So at 11:25 out here, I guess really 11:30, we had a brand new market profile form, and it formed below the prior one. However, this profile in 30 minutes is really set up more in a bullish fashion, right? This says if price can move above 1365, it ought to move up to 1370, so another $5 out there. And it's a fairly wide box from a 30-minute perspective. $5 isn't really wide, but $6 isn't really wide. It's really a total of $9 out there. But I'm just taking a look at where gold is trading right now, and we don't have really a tremendous amount of information here inside of the Japanese yen futures. It also formed a profile at a lower level. So both those things are good. What you really need to see in order for that fish hook to occur is you've got to see the bottoms of those boxes fail. That's 1361.90 in the case of the gold contract out there. So hopefully, Danny from Atlanta, that assists you with whatever it is you're taking a look at from the gold trade out here. Okay, so Dow's up 15, S&P is up 270 right now. What else do we want to take a look at? Let's go look at some individual stocks. We haven't done that because I think we've kind of covered. I think we've pretty much covered a lot, have we not? Yeah, I think we have. Let's go take a look at Biogen. Let's go see what the heck is happening with BIIB out here. Now, this is a 30-minute chart. Let's go back to the daily and get a better view. And let's go ahead and get rid of the 30-minute profile that is going to form out there, because that's not necessarily going to help us a ton. Let's go ahead and put both the daily and the weekly. That way we have those silent, hidden levels of support and resistance. Now, today inside of Biogen, it is just an inside day after a huge move yesterday based on the rumor that Biogen is maybe going to be bought out. You're just seeing a little bit of money being taken off the table here, but nothing that looks really poor. However, if we go back a little bit further on the left-hand side of the chart, remember we always got to pull it back a little bit further left, we can see that Biogen stopped right there, or really right near its open gap out here. Now, the open gap that this thing has is, come on, work with me here. It's somewhere between about 337 to the low here of, what is the number? 384. So, and the gap down, by the way, was 16 million shares. And yesterday's move higher towards that gap was only 8 million shares out there. So there's a lot of folks that were just happy as a pig in BIIB to get their money back, because they were not happy campers at $340 when Biogen got to $223. And that's what you're seeing take place right now. You're seeing a little supply line that is formed inside of Biogen. Dow's up 15, S&P is up 2. We'll be right back, folks.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you, like it does me, call 1-855-750-4051 to find out what they can do for you. That's 1-855-750-4051. Call them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
It's 2016 and TFNN has a brand new programming lineup to kick things off. Starting January 4th, Swim Lessons by Thinkorswim and TD Ameritrade will be airing 5 days a week at noon Eastern Time. Join hosts Scott Connor, Kevin Hinks, and Cindy Faber as they host their daily options program live at noon 5 days a week with no commercials for the entire hour. Nico DeHaan and Paige Clark will be moving their program, Living a Primal Lifestyle, to twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays from 7 a.m. until 8 a.m. Eastern Time. Wake up with Nico and Paige and start your day off right. The Bull Bear Binary Option Hour by Nadex will now be live Mondays and Fridays at 10 a.m. Start and end the week with the 3 hosts, Tom O'Brien, Tommy O'Brien, and Daryl Martin, as they break down the world of trading binary options and spreads. For all the details on the new 2016 programming lineup, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Join David White as he keeps you up to date on the latest tech stocks while he uses his Power Law Vector Indicator to identify the best trades. The Power Trading Hour, next on TFNN.
Welcome back. Email that came in says the market seems to have stalled. Why is the question? Well, there are a number of reasons. If we go down to some of the shorter term charts, remember, our focus really today, well, we've got a number of different focuses, but certainly we want to pay attention to, hey, what's strong in the market, such as light sweet crude. Recall it's a correlation to the market. So we've already taken a look at that. We know that has shown a nice viable bullish bottom out here. No idea whether that pattern is going to work, but it is a beauty. We also know that the weak link, right? So that's a strong strength in the market. The weak link still is the Dow out here. If we take a look at a 10-minute chart, you'll see off of yesterday's low. Remember, we were taking a look at how price was moving lower, doing a less relative energy yesterday when we were doing the show, and that we said you cannot ignore those patterns. It was doing it on a 10-minute, on a 30-minute. It was doing it on all kinds of time frames out here. So off of that bottom, that took place at 150 in the afternoon. That's when that pattern went ahead and confirmed. We talked about the A to B equals CD. We were just looking at it on a 30-minute chart earlier. So we know that that pattern completed. We can also see that you have, depending on which swing point, because there are 2 swing points you can use to do your wave counting. Wave to me 7 times, because regardless of which swing point we use, whether that's the one that began out here at 150 in the afternoon, or our C point of the A to B equals CD, you can see a blue-red 7 and a red-red 7. Blue-red 7, a blue 7 and a red 7. What the heck is a blue-red 7? Actually, when you put blue and red together, what color do you get? That's not purple, is it? You can see, artistry was not the... Remember, I got thrown out of kindergarten for drawing bad stick figures. That was the story that was told to me. I wish my mom were alive, because I'd like to ask her a little bit, get a little bit more detail. It just doesn't... the teacher said I had no art skills whatsoever. I don't know. I think this is an art here, what we do here at TFNN.com, but couldn't draw stick figures. So it makes sense that I wouldn't even know what would happen if you put... it is purple. Purple. You put blue and red, you get purple? Man, how about that? I love it. That was a real good guess. It was the only color that could come to mind out here. But look, what we have is we have a 7-wave count from 2 swing points. It says that's where you would start to see resistance and a market that pulls back. So that's really what we have going on right now. The question becomes, where does this thing retrace to out here? And, that's why I'll go back to the 30-minute chart while we're paying attention to some of those levels out here. So inside of the Dow, we know that 10,259 is an important level. That level right now is being tested out here. It's really 18,247 is the number to be paying attention to. That may be where price is pulling back to before it says, hey, guys, did you see what light sweet crude is doing today? Maybe we ought to get on board that ship out here. Now, I don't know if they talk to each other like this, but traders typically don't miss too much out here. So we'll see how it all plays out. And I hope that answers your question with regard to what are the markets doing. So we took a look at Biogen. Let's take a look at Intercontinental Exchange. Biogen was the leader dollar-wise to the downside, and Intercontinental Exchange is the second leader to the upside. It's up $15 out here. It's a nice move today. I don't know. Is it on earnings? Probably on earnings out here. Oh, $1 billion stock buyback. Hey, let's face it. With interest rates so low, why wouldn't you borrow at basically about zero out here? But you've got big volume in this. Let's put this on a monthly basis. Are we at all-time highs out here? Yeah, we are in Intercontinental Exchange. So the beauty here is, hey, yeah, $1 billion here, $1 billion there. What does it matter? As long as you got the billion, it doesn't. 22 million shares on the monthly basis from January 1st, 2014, and that was passed with 12 million shares. Not a lot of enthusiasm. Nonetheless, everybody inside of ICE, they're having some nice, it's a nice party going on. Almost everybody's in the green on that. Folks, stay tuned. Our man David White, our polar bear, he's up next. The Tom O'Brien Show from 3 to 5. Have a wonderful Wednesday. We'll see you on terrific Thursday. Take care, folks.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.
You're watching Tiger TV.